How's it going, guys? My name's Shane. Welcome back to the Horror Basement, and today we're doing another installment in the classic horror review series. Today we're going to be talking about Tormented from 1960. Now, as this movie opens, we are led into a lighthouse on a dark and stormy night, where there is a heated argument going on between our protagonist Tom and his presumed former lover, Vi. And Vi has come to this island where Tom's currently staying because Tom has decided to leave Vi for his new fiancé. Now, as the movie began, I thought to myself, like, wow, the guy that's playing Tom is kind of old for the actress that's playing Vi. But it turns out his fiancée, Meg, is even younger and happens to also be, like, the daughter of a rich couple. But as Tom and Vi are arguing, they make their way up to the roof of the lighthouse, and Vi leans up against the guardrail, which partially gives way and has her dangling from basically one arm on the edge of her rocky death. And there's a few seconds where Tom has the opportunity to reach out a hand and help her back up, but he decides not to because Vi was threatening to let Meg and her family know about Vi and Tom's sordid affair. So instead of helping her, Tom allows her to fall to her death. And the rest of the movie basically consists of Meg taking revenge on Tom as a ghost and making him look insane because he's the one that sees all the spooky ghost shit happening, while all of his friends and soon-to-be in-laws and the other inhabitants of this like idyllic beach town are completely unaware of the supernatural activity. Overall, I thought this movie was pretty unremarkable. The plot is basically that simple, and the entirety of the run of the film is Tom just trying to hold it together while the ghost of Vi torments him with standard ghost shit, disembodied hands, floating heads. And the special effects look really pretty cheap. Two things I actually liked about this movie. Meg, his fiancée, has a little sister named Sandy, who is played by an actress that can't be older than like 8 or 9 years old. But she gives a really heartfelt and seemingly genuine performance. And her scenes with Tom have the most emotional weight because the kid actor is definitely holding her own. The second part of the movie is a character that appears later, who was the boat captain that took Vi to the island where Tom is staying, and then basically comes to investigate why she hasn't chartered a trip back off the island, and figures out that Tom has something to do with her disappearance, and tries to blackmail Tom. But I like this guy because he speaks in, like, what people in the 1960s thought, like, jive or criminal talk was. So he's just like, look here, Dad, you gotta catch my drift. If you don't get me that dough, we might just run into a problem, you see? Basically this movie was everything from the budget to the plot. Seemed like an episode of The Twilight Zone that went about 45 minutes too long, considering this movie was right about an hour and 15 minutes. Yeah, so unfortunately this is going to be another skip as far as if you want my recommendation. Now, since this is the first video in October, or the month of Halloween, I'd like to say, I wanted to give you all a heads up on what content I'm going to be putting out this month. I plan to do another classic, because the next one lined up is, of course, The House on Haunted Hill, starring Vincent Price. So that's going to be the next video after this one. And then the rest of the month of October is going to be dedicated to finishing the collective film works of Rob Zombie. So we're going to be looking at Lords of Salem and Rob Zombie's 2 Halloween films. So if you're interested in any of that, or you want to keep seeing my content, hit that subscribe button, leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and leave a comment down below if you have any recommendations of other movies you'd like me to review. And that's going to be it. Thank you, and have a good night, and happy beginning to the month of Halloween. Bye.